Hi, and welcome to a very impromptu. I was not expecting to do this during the week vlog. Basically, it is Tuesday night, and I just realized that Friday is the end of the month, and I have not read a single page. No, I haven't. Let me rephrase that. I haven't. Well, I hadn't read a single page until I read a bit of one manga yesterday. But until then, I hadn't basically read a single page in the last 2 weeks. So ever since my last vlog where I went to the beach and I read that one book in a day, that little tiny 100-page book, ever since then I haven't read anything. I've tried. I've read a paragraph maybe, but not a full page. I just keep putting things down and just not deciding to go forward with the concept of reading. So Friday is the very last day of June, and I thought maybe I can push myself and try to finish at least the 2 books I've been working on, because they're both fantastic. There's no reason for me not to have already read them by now. It's really just a question of, sorry, I just ate. But yeah, it's just a question of my mindset, changing my mindset. The desire is still there, the interest is still there, the books that are fascinating are definitely still there. So it's just triggering something in my mindset to change and make me go, okay, let's read now. So let me show you what we're working with. So still have not finished Empire of the Summer Moon. I have had 100 pages left in this book since about a month ago. This book is so amazing, so amazing. I've really enjoyed every single moment of this. There's no reason for me to have not finished this by now. Maybe I just don't want it to end, actually. Maybe it's just one of those things where it's so amazing that I just wish I could keep going and learn more and have SC Gwynne write another book and another book and another book on topics that I'm interested in. But yeah, I've been really this is so amazing. But I would like to actually finish it, because this book is about Quanah Parker and the rise and fall of the Comanches, the most powerful Indian tribe in American history. And I would say the first third is about the rise of the Comanches. The second third is about the sort of beginning of the demise of the Comanches and Quanah Parker's mother, Cynthia Ann Parker. And it's not until the last third that we start to really get information on Quanah Parker. So that's the part I'm on right now, is learning about Quanah Parker, who he is, and how he was just kind of becoming one of the last main players for the Comanches as the tribe pretty much died out. So yeah, I would love to finish this. Again, all it requires is 2 sittings where I read 45 pages, and then I'm done. That's it, I'm done. The next thing I'm embarrassed about not having read, because it's supposed to be my during lunch read, but during lunch, I've actually been enjoying eating my lunch more slowly. Typically, I eat my lunch in 20 minutes and then read, but I've been eating my lunch in 30 to 35 minutes, and it hasn't been enough time for me to delve into a book. So that's my excuse. But in any case, yeah, I'm kind of embarrassed I haven't finished this. This is the play Lucide by Pierre Corneille. It's embarrassing because, a play, if you were to go see it as a play produced by people, it would be over in 2-3 hours. So technically you should be able to read a play in 2-3 hours. It shouldn't take that long. It shouldn't take, a month. So I'm on Act 3, Scene 4. So I'm on page 55 out of 100. I'm already halfway through, and there are 5 acts in this play. So I'm already halfway through, and it's an easy read. It's just, I need to read it, and I'm enjoying it. So I want to know how it ends, because it's a play that I'm reading and discovering for the very first time, because I am not really, or I haven't really been a play person in my life, but reading Cyrano de Bergerac last time I was 2 years ago, really was really fun, considering that's a play that I've seen the movie so many times, and the movie is using the same words as the play, which is nice, but reading the actual play was a really good experience. So I really wanted to expand my French theater knowledge. So yeah, embarrassed about that. And then something you don't know that I've been reading, or because I just started this yesterday, was I've been wanting to read some manga, and I just couldn't decide what. I tried one series, and then I just found I was not picking up the volume that I was carrying around with me everywhere. So I was like, okay, let's try something else different, something entirely different. And so I picked up the classic Lab Hina, Volume 1. This is a very classic harem manga from early 90s, late 90s. This was actually first volume was actually published in 1999. Yeah, so yeah, late 90s, early 2000s. So I was already in high school when this came out. So I was aware of this. I was definitely aware of this existing, but I didn't know how funny it was. So it wasn't something that I would have that I would have voluntarily put my hands on until now. So yeah, this is hilarious. I'm only 50 pages from the very first volume, so this I can definitely finish. I was planning on reading the rest of this tonight. So yeah, this is what we're working on this week. It's Tuesday night. That means I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Friday night I do plan on going out if it doesn't rain, but otherwise, yeah, that's what we're working with. So basically 150 pages in 4 days. Like, I should be able to do that. It's not difficult. So tonight, because I was waiting for the food delivery for my cherries, I wasn't able to go to the grocery store after the supermarket. So tonight I'm just having avocado toast. I can't tell you how many times I've had to repeat this clip because I cannot say the word avocado right now. It's just not happening. But let's just say, I wanted to share this little anecdote that the whole avocado toast phenomenon happened when I was already living in Japan, and I was really, really confused why it was all over the news all of a sudden, why people were talking about millennials and eating too much avocado toast, and that's why they can't afford houses. And I didn't understand where that came from because I had never really heard of any sort of obsession of avocado toast. And it wouldn't take until a few years later when I actually came back to the US and there was something on the menu that I saw for the first time. Like I just didn't know that was a thing. So I was reading on this news, and then I was just thinking, well, actually that does actually kind of sound pretty good. Sounds like a really healthy breakfast food. So I had it, and now I actually have it quite often. Right now I'm having it for dinner, just because of the whole food delivery thing. But usually I have it for breakfast. I have one avocado split between 2 pieces of toast, and then I eat a kiwi. That's my breakfast. And yeah, I don't know. I just find that amusing. But it's a really good breakfast. It's also a really good dinner if you add an egg. Today I'm not doing that because I'm not doing that. But yeah, that's my avocado toast story. I'm also, while eating my toast, watching a video by the booktuber The History Shelf for the first time. This person showed up in my recommended feed, so I thought I would check out and see what kind of history they read, since obviously I've been into reading history books quite a bit lately. So I'm excited to watch this for the first time. So really, I think the real reason I wanted to start this vlog is because just today I was waiting for food delivery. The package, the cherries that I ordered for my Furusato Noze program. Furusato Noze program is this really fantastic program. Well, for the consumer, it's a really fantastic program in Japan that exists where because cities like Tokyo and Osaka, etc., are so dense, and regions outside of those big cities in Japan have a very much lower population, it's a lot harder for them to raise taxes. And so the Furusato Noze program in Japan was created to spread taxes around. So basically what happens is that each individual who pays taxes throughout the year, we are allowed a percentage out of the total tax that we have paid into the system. We are allowed a percentage of that. We are allowed to donate that to outside of wherever we live. So if you live in Tokyo, you can donate to any prefecture other than Tokyo itself. And what happens is that you make a donation and you can choose products or experiences or like fruits and vegetables and things like that that you can order, that is sort of like a thank you gift. So but basically what happens is you're buying something with your percentage of your taxes, and then so what you've purchased, the money you've purchased, you're basically buying the product, and then the rest gets donated to the prefecture that the product is from, and then you pay like a fee you pay a fee, but it's very, very inexpensive, which makes it incredibly an amazing program when you're a consumer. So for me, I'm all about fruit. So for summer, all of my fruit comes from this program. I ordered a bunch of fruit, and then they delivered to me. So it's really exciting because I've been getting all my cherries for the season. So Japanese cherries are absolutely amazing. So I got this earlier in the week, but the main big, oh my goodness, purchase was today, which I'm gonna show you, but it's surprise. It's this. I was gonna change the camera around, but let's just do it this way. So this comes in a wooden box. I don't know if you've heard about Japan's really, really like luxurious, very expensive fruit. Yeah, this is it. So it comes in a wooden box, and as you can see, every individual cherry. I really don't want to drop the cherries. This one I already pulled out, which is why its stem is so dirty and ruining, the impeccable packaging. But basically, this is a box of yellow cherries from Yamagata Prefecture. And this box, if you were to buy it normally, it would cost like 7,000 yen. It's like $65, $65. So this 300 grams of these yellow cherries would cost you $65. Via the Furusato Noze program, it costs about $250. But remember, you're not actually paying $250. You're donating $250 to Yamagata Prefecture. And the prefecture takes the money out of the $250, pays the farmer for the product, and then they keep the rest for the taxes going to their prefecture, so that they can use how they wish, or how you desire to use it. So some places they're like, well, do you want us to use the taxes on infrastructure or education or the tourism industry? And you can state your preference, but I don't really care. So yeah, super excited. Like I pretty much think I created this video just for that, just to explain you the Furusato Noze program, and get really super excited about these cherries, which I'm gonna have to try right away. It's time for the moment of truth for me to eat this cherry now that I've had my avocado toast. It kind of tastes like all the other cherries from Japan. I mean, it's delicious, but that's just like really a compliment to Japan and the fruit that they produce. That like the produce here is just absolutely amazing. Everything is super like, it's perfection beautiful. It's what makes it expensive, unfortunately. But it's worth purchasing the fruit, especially if you're doing the Furusato Noze program, because then you can have fruit for a lot cheaper than you would normally have it. But I mean, it's absolutely delicious. Definitely sweet, but the yellow texture, I would say, doesn't give you any more flavor than the standard red cherries from Japan. Now, if you're comparing this to American cherry, very different. If you're comparing this to French cherries, especially French garden cherries that are much more what's the word that lemon sour French like garden cherries are very quite sour. So if you compare it to those, this is a very different taste. But if you're familiar with what Japanese cherries taste like, I wouldn't say these are that much different, but definitely super juicy, super just remain really delicious. And the yellow, yeah, it's just, yeah, the yellow, I do like this yellow color for the cherries. This one was, these did just come out of the fridge. Typically I like to wait for my fruit to come to room temperature, because that's when you can really get the real flavor of fruit, especially like mangoes. Well, but yeah, any fruit you should eat at room temperature. So I'm definitely gonna have one again at room temperature, so I can get the full taste. But I mean, it's still utterly delicious. So yeah, that was my, how many cherries are there? There's 5 by 6, 30 cherries. So $70 divided by 30. I mean, basically $2 cherry. That was my $2 cherry. There's definitely more expensive in Japan that exists, but yeah. Yeah, so excited. Today was a really long day. It's Wednesday evening now. It's almost 9 p.m. actually. I had to do an extra hour at work. So I did 10 hours of work, came home, because I had to rush home to receive another kilo of cherries, which is very exciting. Well, you know what cherries look like. I don't know why I'm opening the fridge. But yeah, I received another kilo of cherries. And I was just relaxing. Now I'm gonna hop into the shower and clean up and head into bed to try reading, which this afternoon I was reading the play and it was going really well, except of course my friend, who's also my coworker, rode by and saw that I was sitting and decided to sit down and chat with me. So I ended up only reading 10 pages. But it was, it's always fun to talk to my friends, so I'm not going to say no to that. Yeah, I'm going to get clean. And then, I don't know, tonight, I'm going to read the nonfiction because the play is easy to carry. So, all right. Oh, I need to eat dinner. I haven't eaten dinner yet. Almost done. I have about 20 pages left. I have to get back to work, but I think I'm going to finish this today. So I'm really happy because today, since I didn't have to go home to collect a package for the first time this week, I was actually able to just take my time and enjoy the summer. So I just stayed outside and read, and I finished Lucide by Pierre Corneille. So I finally finished the play, and I'm really happy with it because I really wanted to know, does it end tragically or does it have a happy ending, or just how does it end basically? How do you solve the conundrum that the play poses in terms of honor versus love and basic feelings, and it made for some really interesting points. So yeah, I just really enjoyed myself, and it was just really lovely to read outside after work instead of just going home straight away, because I have this it's a good habit and it's a bad habit. It's a good habit because it came from the fact that I would go home so that I could practice the violin. But right now it's a bad habit because I'm not practicing the violin at all. I've kind of put the violin off to the side recently, and so there's no reason for me to come home right away anymore. So it's a bad habit in that I'm a summer girl. I love the summer. I want to enjoy my summer, so I should be enjoying my summer. I should be doing something. I should be going outside. I should be like having summer adventures, not just go home and do nothing once I'm at home. So that was really, really good. I like almost thought I wasn't gonna make it because like I had 3 pages left. 3 pages left, and then this like older man came down and sat next to me, and he started like mumble grumbling. So like he was on the phone obviously, and he couldn't stop mumbling about like how the other side wouldn't pick up, and like how no one, like everyone's lazy and no one's doing anything, and like blah 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 blah. But he was just like talking to himself, and I'm like, I have 3 pages left. I want to know what happens. Go away. So I was really afraid that like I was gonna have to like just leave and finish at home the last 3 pages, because once you're like, I was in it, I was in the mood and I was really feeling it. I didn't want to cut that energy, but luckily he like left after only like 3 minutes of grumbling. So very fortunate there. So it was nice. So now I'm home. I didn't feel like cooking, or I don't know what to cook today, because I am indeed gonna go out tomorrow. It's been confirmed, since it's not gonna rain. So I just got some supermarket sushi. It's really, really good and it's really tasty. It doesn't look that great because the lighting's not very good, and also it gets squished when I ride my bicycle home. So it always looks kind of pathetic by the time I get home. But I'm really excited to eat some sushi. And then I'm just going to do at home kind of stuff. Right now I have my blanket in the wash, since I don't need that for the summer. So just like stuff like that, little household chores. And then all I have left for my end of the month reading vlog. So we're doing well. I am doing, for once, I'm actually following through with the task of the reading vlog at hand. It's like the very first time. So I will be reading the Comanche nonfiction book. I only have 40 pages left of that. I was able to read 40 pages last night, so that's really, really exciting. It's really quite devastating what's happening, and seeing just the Comanches I'm at the point where they've pretty much surrendered, and now they're going to start living on a reservation. So we're going to, I'm entering the part where it's going to talk about like the initial sort of interaction between the new phase of like whites and Indians having to intermingle for the first time without that violent tendency that existed, without that combativeness between the two groups. So that'll be really interesting to see. But it is really, really sad that, we know what the frontier was. We know what the American West was. It was not a good thing for the native populace. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm really excited. Like I'm doing like, I'm really happy that I finally told myself to stop being stupid and just like read. Like, hello, you enjoy reading, you want to read, you have so many books that you that are waiting for you to be read, that you're going to love. You're gonna love. You chose these books for a reason. Like, just do it. Just read. Like, stop procrastinating. Stop letting your mind tell you like, oh, you're this and this, so you shouldn't read. Blah. No, stop it. Just do it. Let yourself be happy. Let yourself be positive, and let yourself do something that you enjoy. Basically, is the message. So yeah, I'm going to look at my coaster that is dirty, that I just realized, and then I'm going to see you in my next clip. Yay, I did it. I finished Empire of the Summer Moon, Quanah Parker and the Rise and Fall of the Comanches, the most powerful Indian tribe in American history. I finished it. See, like, this is how I am with my reading. Like, I can read really, really fast when I want to, and then I can not pick up a book for 2 weeks. And it doesn't matter if I'm liking the book or not liking the book. It's just, I'm not consistent these days. I'm not consistent. So, yeah, I didn't read for about, maybe even like 3 weeks, this book. And then I just managed to finish the last 100 pages so easily in 2 days. So yeah, super happy to have finished that. It was really interesting. Like, the subtitle about like Quanah Parker, I would say, isn't really necessary. because I mean, the book really is more about just the Comanches. It's not really about Quanah Parker. He kind of shows up at the end, but it's kind of like how I felt when I read the nonfiction Under the Banner of Heaven by John Krakauer, where that book basically was the history, the development of Mormonism, and how it became modern Mormonism and what modern Mormonism is. But the book was advertising, or it was marketing itself as being this sort of look into a really horrendous killing event that happened within the Mormon community, a murder. So some people murdered someone else. Two brothers murdered a woman, basically. And really that book was really just using that incident as an anchor to discuss the history of Mormonism. But the marketing in the book really made it seem like the focus was actually going to be the event and not this whole history on Mormonism that ended up being the more interesting part of the book. And this is kind of the same thing. They're featuring Quanah Parker, first part of the subtitle, which makes you think that he's going to have a grander role, but he doesn't. It really is just the rise and fall of the Comanches. And that's all you really need from this book, and I thought it was really, really amazing. I think there are some parts that might irk some readers, and it's something I think I'll definitely want to touch upon. I'm forgetting like expressions, but yeah, that I would want to talk about, discuss. We'll make this easier. That I want to probably discuss, kind of mention when I finally do my wrap up later on, because it's modern current world is very much about this concept of being politically correct and removing bad language or words that are no longer appropriate, and that's all good and that's all fine. But I think a lot of people are kind of forgetting about when it's appropriate to still use those words to indicate and to sort of not exaggerate, but to emphasize certain moments of history. And yeah, that's something I'll definitely want to talk about later on. But it is now past midnight. I actually finished reading this pin on the dot at midnight, which I don't know why, but for some reason that really, really impresses me. So I ended up finishing all the books that I wanted to finish before the end of the month. So very, very exciting. And I actually leave for France in a week. I'm doing a 2-week vacation in France. So I don't think I'm going to read anything leading up to that except for manga. That's kind of what I'm feeling. I don't want to be in the middle of a book when I get there, basically. But I'll discuss that, I think maybe in another video. We'll see. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to end the vlog here because it doesn't seem, I can accomplish my goal, and I don't think I need to include Fridays, especially since I will be going out. So thank you so much for watching this vlog, and I hope you really enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!